Now, Bryan Fischer is a kooky right-wing radio host and member of the American Family Association. And now, of course, he's outraged at a new report that shows that earlier this year, we paid Iran hundreds of millions of dollars. Oh no. We gave Iran money? Now, of course, I want to play you his comments, and then I'm going to tell you why he's hilariously wrong. Watch.
Basically, he's being Sharia compliant here. Our president is a fan of the Islamic faith. He's a Muslim sympathizer. And one of the doctrines of Islam is that if you are an infidel nation, you must pay a submission tax. It's called jizya. They've even got a term in the Quran for it. And this is what the Muslims will tell you at the point of a sword. You either convert to Islam, you pay the submission tax, or you die. Those are your three choices as infidels. So what this is a jizya tax. Our Sharia-compliant president paying a jizya tax, a submission tax to an Islamic government.
Look, he's freaking out. Oh my God. See, I knew it. I knew Obama was a Muslim sympathizer. He's paying the jizya tax because he loves those Muslims, and he probably is one. Look, man, this is one of the reasons why half of the Republicans, according to a Pew poll from last year, think Obama's a Muslim. No, not because of the payment, but because of people like Bryan Fischer. Now, I want to talk about the payment. I want to actually give you some of the facts here, unlike Bryan Fischer. Now, the payment was about $400 million, and it was part of a settlement over hundreds of millions of dollars in weapons that Iran had actually purchased from the United States. Yes, Iran tried to buy weapons from us. Now, you might be asking, why the fuck were we selling weapons to Iran? Well, that's, of course, the deal was made actually prior to the overthrow of the Shah in 1979. Now, what happened is, of course, that in that deal, Iran had already paid us the money. They gave us the money, but then the Islamic Revolution happened. They overthrew the Shah, and then we told them, hey, fuck off. We're not going to give you those weapons because you just took our people hostages. Rightly so, as far as not giving them the weapons. We took their money, didn't give over the weapons, and there you have it. Fast forward to January of this year, after the Iran nuclear deal and the reinstatement of diplomatic relations, and pretty much we're like, hey, remember that $400 million we took from you through that weapons deal? We would like to give that back as part of our diplomacy, our diplomatic strategy to help warm relations. That money we stole from you, that we were supposed to give you weapons for, here you go. Look, in my opinion, I'd rather give back the money, which was their money to begin with, than actually send them weapons. I'd rather we not sell weapons to anyone. In fact, you got to understand, the U.S. is actually one of the biggest arms dealers in the entire world. Over 50% of the global weapons market is controlled by the United States. That's our biggest export. Not anything else. Our biggest export is guns and death. Lovely. Now, what you'll never hear this good Christian man say is that, hey, you know what would be great? Let's stop arming the world. No, instead he twists this story and comes up with some bullshit about how Obama is Sharia compliant because he secretly loves the Muslims. Or he secretly, not so secretly loves the Muslims because maybe he is a Muslim. It's ridiculous. No, you know who loves Muslims, or at least the ideology of Muslims? Bryan Fischer. Look, it's anti-gay, anti-women. It says the church must be in charge of the government. Look, there's all sorts of things in the Quran that he loves, that Bryan Fischer absolutely loves. In fact, he loves that shit so much that he's trying to put that here. Christian Sharia law. That's what he wants. He's the only one who's Sharia compliant. And it's all based on the ideas that he espouses.